Whichever angle you look at it, Kendal Parish Church is a remarkable building both inside and out. Every year thousands come to visit, but very few get to see the roof and its unusual features, nor the tower with unparalleled views of Kendal. The tower itself is 24 foot wide and 80 foot tall, a bit more than 25 metres. Not particularly tall, but nevertheless a prominent landmark which can be seen from most parts of the town. Let's climb the tower and take in some of the views with John West. A roof as big and as old as this presents many problems.
Well, the roof is entirely covered with lead, which has been here a good many years. And some of it is getting towards the end of its useful life. It starts to let water through in various places, and when we come to here we find that it's been overpainted to try and stop the water going through the lead, which is now perforated in several places.
Down below, buckets and plastic sheeting in the Bellingham Chapel are evidence that the roof is leaking. And leaks through the lead are not the only cause for concern.
This elevated piece here is the roof of the Bellingham Chapel, and an interesting feature here is that the wall is clad with cedar shingles. Now the reason it's clad with cedar shingles is because there's nothing underneath, only a wooden arch, and so it has to be a very lightweight construction. Now the other problem with the cedar shingles is, first of all, they have weathered and they're only about half their original thickness. If we lift one up gently we can see that they're only about half their original thickness because they have weathered over the years. Well, this is one of the gargoyles that helps drain the rainwater off the higher levels of the roof. These are quite intricate carvings, and they have a lead pipe leading the water down onto the lower level of the roof. But we also find here we have an overflow in case it gets blocked up. There's an overflow which allows the water to come out of the gutter above and make sure we don't flood the church. An interesting feature on the north side of the roof is this plaque left by Norman and Underwood, who did the refurbishment of the north aisles, as can be seen on the plaque back in 1958. Well, here we're looking at a recently rebuilt pinnacle. The pinnacles had become loose. They've been here since Victorian times, and the wrought iron rods in the middle have rusted and expanded and made the whole system come loose. So we've had it completely rebuilt, now with stainless steel rods inside, so we hope it's good for another 100 years.
Whilst the tower is visible from almost anywhere in Kendal, it's the bells that are audible from everywhere in town.
She's gone.
bells are safe and silent now as John climbs onto the roof of the tower. At once, there's a 360-degree view.
Here we are looking east at the River Kent and the hills beyond. We can see the roof of the parish hall and the complex at Cayshoes and the Helm in the distance. And now we're looking over the top of the Kirkland Hall at the A6 on the main road coming into Kendal. And a bit further round looking southwest, we now see the Kirkland estate with the bypass in the distance and Scout Scar beyond.